So welcome, patrons. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me on Matthew's Music Lesson Studio. And with me today, I have Rob Barclay for some bonus content. So we're going to get right into it. So Rob,
Awesome.
one of your goals is to grow your YouTube channel to 1,000+ subscribers, so that you can eventually get into the marketing program. That's of course one of my goals as well. What are you doing?
Absolutely.
How are you growing your YouTube channel?
Well, as I'm sure you're doing as well, I check my analytics all the time. Thumbnails, titles, descriptions, tags, all that matters. It seems to matter. It seems to matter. I know, maybe if we were doing this 10 years ago, we'd be way ahead of the game at this point, but it's not the way. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm always checking my analytics, making sure what I have showing is the best I can do, the best that I can do, because I can't control what YouTube does to a degree, right? I can give my best presentation. And again, we're just reaching out. I've typically been more of on the musician side than on the fan side in my music journey. And I think we all kind of have that struggle of, you want to support people, but you also want to have time to do your music as well. But I mean, you just have to. You have to.
Man,
You
I've been
have to.
guilty of that so many times. Like, I even like some of my favorite bands. They'll have a new album come out and it'll slip my radar, and then a year later, like I remember, the new Tool album that came out at the end of 2018 or the beginning of 2019. I don't remember. It was almost a year before I heard it. But then when I heard it, I had to listen to the whole thing straight through. It was the most incredible slow burn I've ever heard in my entire life. Was it Innocuous or something? I don't remember what it's called.
That sounds
Great
right.
album.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
album, man. So
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Like, you put so much into your craft that, like,
Yeah.
you miss stuff that other musicians might have put out to inspire you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And it's inspiration. I really, really have. It stuck with me how Kadrian put it about how it being a cup and you drink from it and then it gets
Yeah.
refilled. That's just
Absolutely.
like even the tiniest little, seriously, a title, right? If I just take the act of typing in the computer, that's drinking.
That's right.
Even if it's
That's
literally
right.
just type one word.
Yeah. Yeah. That's correct.
Right? So the next thing to come in
Absolutely.
might be a different title, or it might be the first line of the song, or it might be the first line of the chorus, or it might be an idea for a new show, or it might be an idea for a collaboration, or it might be an idea for a new cover, or it could be literally anything, right?
Yeah.
Because I decided to choose to be creative, right? More creativity will follow. It's a beautiful process. I love it so much. That's
It's
what
amazing.
the
Yeah.
whole show is about.
And I love that interview with Kadrian. I think he seems like a cool dude. I like him. A good soul. He seems like
He's
a
got
good soul.
good energy.
Yeah.
And, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
he helped to inspire a lot of these questions with his videos when I was doing the research to figure out exactly, who he was, what to ask him to prompt him to go in the directions that he went. And
Yeah.
he was just so nice to collaborate with, man. He was so
Yeah.
easygoing. We had to reshoot. We had to reschedule. He had the idea of recording his own audio separately for me, and it totally transformed how I'm going to do it. I mean, it was just such a wonderful experience.
Perfect. Perfect.
So-
Yeah.
One of the things I've been trying to do is build a creative business through the music lessons and through the content creation. Do you have any advice for someone who wants to start their own creative business endeavor with their art?
Absolutely. I would say first off, in life in general, other people's opinion don't matter. It's your opinion. You got to love yourself. You got to live with yourself. If you believe what you're doing is right, you go for it. If that fire is burning in your heart to go for it, then you have to go for it. Because I know it's almost a cliche to say this, but if you don't, you're going to look back and say, "Wow, what have I done? What have I shared with the world?" I will say, no matter what happens on this journey, I've been connecting with people across the world. You've been connecting with people across the world. some people you really reach to, and some people reach you really in beautiful ways. So yeah, you got to go for it. You got to go for it. You just, yeah, go for it. That's what I would say, my man.
And I mean, like, literally everything I've tried to do that was new and different, every single thing, I've had problems. Every single thing. I've had
Yeah.
challenges, those oh shit moments, but then you keep pushing through, and,
Yeah.
if it's meant to be, it'll find a way.
Always.
You know?
And you learn from all those, you learn from everything on the way, everything, every little challenge, every little hiccup, you learn, you adapt, you get wiser. Yeah. And I believe in synchronicity as well. And if it's meant to be and you're aligned with it, it's going to happen. It is going to happen. So follow your heart. Got to.
Definitely. So, in such uncertain economic times, man, when I wrote that question, things were better than they are now. In such uncertain economic times, how have you enabled yourself to stay creative and working while many others are struggling? Let me just say that I live in a small space with 4 people, and it's beautiful. We're a pretty close family. However, with all 4 of us as artists, especially recently since the pandemic, I've been feeling like I've been the only one that's been like really open, and the rest of the other 3 people in my family who I love so dearly and are every bit as creative and talented as me in their own ways have been more blocked. And so I've been having this challenge to, not go to their vibration because, right? Like, do you feel what I'm trying to say here?
I do.
So how do you enable yourself to stay creative and flowing when others around you are struggling?
Yeah. Well, I have my lovely lady here with me as well, and my children, and I can relate absolutely. We all love each other, which is beautiful, of course. I would say for myself, I've been on a journey of just being relaxed, practicing. It all comes to being in the moment. Just being focused on what's important to you. The challenge with your question is when you're around people, not necessarily people you love, but even people in general. Mm-hmm. You can either walk around with your heart open and flowing, or you can put a wall up around that. Mm-hmm. Now that wall protects you, but it doesn't really serve you in the long run. Unless it's really needed. There's always exceptions for everything.
True.
So for myself, in these times, I've been very wise in who I spend time with. Maybe 2 years ago, I'd be a lot more tolerant of being around mismatched energy. Not that it's bad energy or anything. It's just different. We just don't vibe the same, there's nothing wrong with them, or I'm not better than them for this, you know what I mean? We're just at different frequencies or energies, whatever you want to call. Mm-hmm. And I recognize that quickly now, and I'll go with my gut more than anything if I'm around someone, and if I'm getting a weird vibe, I move on. So I just trust my heart and my gut these days, and that's how I deal with that. I don't put myself in situations, and if I recognize it, it's time to go. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
definitely.
Which is tricky. I mean, it's living in the household with people can be tricky, of course, but there's love under all of it, so you'll be all right.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Absolutely. So, I feel like this is just such an incredible opportunity, to share, and so. For those closest to me that are supporting my channel, and hopefully soon those that closest to you that are supporting your channel, what do you want to share with our patrons, with our closest followers that are actually subscribing with their treasure? Is there anything you'd like to finish up with?
I would obviously just I want a sincere thank you for anyone who's been following and commenting and we know who's watching for the most part. You can feel who's been there, who's been around for a while, supporting your journey, and just send them so much love. Thank you for doing that. I look at it as it's win-win-win for all of us, right? You know, it's a shared beautiful experience, and if it resonates with you, that's awesome, and thank you. I mean, it's just a thank you. Yeah,
Definitely. I wanna take a second and thank you guys for joining my Patreon, Rob's Patreon, and supporting us through this journey, helping us build up to where, you know, we can afford, you know, to be full time, just like our goals, our dreams are. And I for one share in that desire to get out and perform. It's driving me up a wall. Every once in a while, I'll get a chance to go out in my backyard and perform for my neighbor. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, but he's just one awesome, righteous guy. So I really want to I want to do that winery tour, man. I'm freaking
that's
hungry.
a great idea. That's a great idea,
dude. Yeah. And to have have my rig there, right? That's my home, so like, you know, when I take a break, I could just go and, you know, be in my bedroom for 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't wait, man. It's gonna be so awesome. So you get back out there and get playing, and I'm really looking forward to watching, man.
Yeah, same as well. I love your channel. I love what you're doing, Matthew. It's awesome.
Well, thank you so much for being here with me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, and I'll see everybody next time on Flowering Creativity Bonus Features.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for joining me on Matthew's Music Lesson Studio. Please share this video, like, and subscribe. And did you know that you can get online music lessons from me on Zoom? I recorded MP4 for you, and you can then review that lesson forever. You can have it so we can go over it, you can practice along with it, and then that way, no matter what, you can relax and enjoy the lesson. So please, MatthewsMusicLessonStudio.com. I'll see you guys next time on Matthew's Music Lesson Studio.